Hi, my name is Matin Nikomanzar and I'm from Dianza College, and today I'm talking about the impacts of pollution on human health. So have you ever wondered what you're breathing in? Pollution, an often unseen threat, is silently impacting our health and environment, and it's not just a distant concern. It's here, it's now, and it affects each of us, particularly young people. So in this presentation, we'll dive into the insidious nature of pollution, its devastating consequences, and how you can become part of the solution. So first, let me show you my table of contents. These include types of pollutions. So the three types of pollution that we'll talk about. Second, we'll talk about the toll on human health and how it affects us. Third, college students, which is very important because it's our future. Environmental justice. So what type of people are mostly affected by this problem? The ethics of pollution, and lastly, what we can do to solve this problem. So, pollution manifests in various forms, each posing a unique threat. It includes three. The first one is air pollution. So, this silent killer fills our lungs with toxins from car exhaust, industrial emissions, and even seemingly harmless activities like barbecuing or burning candles. The second one is water pollution. Our precious waterways are under siege from industrial waste, agriculture runoff, and untreated sewage, jeopardizing both aquatic life and our own drinking water. The third one would be land pollution, which is overflowing landfills, improper hazardous waste disposal, and microplastics contaminated the soil, our food sources, and even the air we breathe in. So these forms of pollutions don't act in isolation, they interact, compounding their effects and creating a complex web of environmental and health hazards. Next, we'll talk about the toll on human health. So, pollution's impact on human health is alarming. It's a primary contributor to a wide array of chronic illness. So, the first we will talk about the first is respiratory diseases. So pollution triggers asthma attacks, chronic bronchitis, and increase the risk of lung cancer. So cardiovascular diseases, it weakens blood vessels, uh, elevates blood pressure, and contributes to heart attacks and strokes. And neurological effects, so which means cognitive impairment, memory loss, anxiety, depression, and even developmental delays in children are linked to pollution exposure. Hormonal distribution, which means distributing chemicals in pollution interfere with hormonal balance, potentially leading to reproductive issues and other health problems. And it also can affect our immune system suppression, which means pollution weakens our body's natural defenses, making us more susceptible to infections and diseases, which includes the most recent one, which is the COVID 19. So these are not isolated incidents. They represent a global health crisis fueled by unchecked pollution. So it's time to recognize pollution as the silent killer it is, and realize how important it is for us. So college students are the main concern. And as a college student, you might feel invincible, but you're not immune to the effects of pollution. Urban campuses often experience higher pollution levels due to traffic, constructions, and industrial activities. And this constant exposure can hinder your academic performance, disturb your sleep, and negatively impact your mental health. So the stress of student life combined with pollution related health concerns creates a perfect storm of chronic stress and anxiety. Furthermore, the economic burden of pollution related illness can derail your educational career and aspirations, and it can affect your studies by a lot. So, who is most affected by the pollution? So, the burden of the pollution isn't evenly distributed. I believe it disproportionately affects some communities, and particularly those with low incomes and communities of color. This environmental injustice stems from systematic inequalities that allow polluting industries to operate in close proximity to these vulnerable populations, which is bad, and the Flint water crisis and Louisiana's Cancer Alley are stark reminders of the human cost of environmental racism. It's a stark reality that we must confront, and if we want to create a truly just and equitable society. So, the ethics of pollution. So, the pollution isn't just a scientific issue, it's a moral one. So, it raises profound questions about our responsibility to protect the planet and ensure a healthy future for generations to come. We all have a stake in a clean environment, yet some bear a disproportional burden of pollution's consequences. This is where the concept of integer- integrate generational equity comes in. Sorry for my English. Our choices today will determine the world our children and grandchildren inherit. So, do we want to leave them in a legacy of pollution and environmental degradation, or a planet that thrives? So we just don't need to only think about ourselves. Uh, the next generation will have the most effect by this, and we also need to think about them. So the tragedy of the commons is also at play. When individuals and corporations prioritize short term gains over long term sustainability, the common good suffers. So it's a collective action problem that requires us to rethink our valuable and prioritize the well being of a planet and future generations. So after all of this, so you might think to yourself, what can you do? So while the challenges posed by pollution may seem daunting, your actions matter, and if we all act together, we can make a really huge impact. So here are some tangible steps you can take to make a difference. So it can be reducing your footprints, so minimize waste, choose reusable products, and recycle diligently. Choose sustainable transportation, so walk, bike, utilize public transport, or carpool whenever possible. Support clean energy, so advocate for renewable energy sources and energy efficient practices. Become an advocate, so join environmental organizations, participate in protests, and hold corporations and politicians accountable. And educate and engage. So, share your knowledge with others, start conversations, and inspire collective actions. Your choices, no matter how small, collectively have the power to create a ripple effect of change. So, in conclusion, the fight against pollution is a fight for our health, our communities, and the future of our planet. As a college student, you possess the passion, knowledge, and energy to be catalyst for change. Embrace your role as environmental stewards. Demand accountability from those in power and inspire others to join the movement. The choices you make today will shape the world you inherit tomorrow. So let us strive for a future where clean air, clean water, and a healthy environment uh, are not luxurious, but a fundamental right for all. Remember, the power to create a cleaner, healthier world lies within each of us. Thank you very much for hearing my presentation. Here's a citation and the websites that I took inspiration from. Feel free to check him out, and thank you very much for listening. I hope you have a great day. Thank you very much.